Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, welcome to Srila Prabhupada Book Reading Club. Currently, we are reading the book The Light of Bhagvata, and yesterday we have discussed like why Krishna appear on this like material, why Krishna appear on this material world, and also like how this material universe is made up of a like a uh, is a made up of a matter and a spirit. On other hand, the spiritual world is only made up of a spiritual stuff. Okay, so like we have discussed we take entire like around the 40 minutes in discussing only one shloka. Okay, so today we will start further. So let's start by offering the prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरं मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं गदामह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपथकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवाञ्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहित कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्विताञ्च हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे शिला प्रभुपाद की जय Are you able to see a screen?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna. So yes, yesterday we discussed about the spiritual energy and material energies. And also like the Prabhupada is giving one analogy here. It is very important to remember the analogies. The analogy of electrician knows how he have to use electricity and manipulate electricity. For example, like electricity station can by manufacturing many devices like a refrigerator. He convert the electricity to something to create something cold, or in a form of heater or microwaves or induction. He used the same electricity to create something hot things, or like which can use to heat up the things. Okay, so similarly Krishna, for Krishna, matter and spirit doesn't matter, because Krishna can convert spirit into the matter and matter into the spirit by his inconceivable power. So, and further we also say here that we get the human body, and this is very rare opportunity. This is just a 1 minute. For this time, the doors of a jail are open. So we have to utilize this time to time or this human form to get out of this jail, so that we can stay very happy, and we will get the real happiness. But we are engaged in a sense gratification, and we are losing that opportunity. Despite this opportunity for the human life, we are unable to revive our natural affection for a Lord, and we must know that we are wasting our life for nothing. So, we get this human life with the aim to do, we have to get out of this suffering, we have to get out of this material world, and we have to go back to our real home. But we are simply getting distracted by the sense gratificatory things, and to get too much success in the material world, and we are not paying attention to this to our real goals, the spiritual activities. Then we are wasting human life. It is like you are entering in a college life, so your main goal is to study very good good, like get good marks and like pass the exam and get the degree. Okay, this is the main goal. And like other things are there, like the sport days, or like there will be like co-curricular activities, trips, etc. All of these things, they are okay, they are a part of curriculum that like you have to do. You must participate in that. But like you are simply like entire your college life, you are simply watching the movies, or like simply hanging out with your friends, and like but you are not studying, you are not qualifying exam, then like this all things become distractions. Okay, and like then like at the end of a life, or at the end of the course, or like at the end of college life, you will have the bad marks, and like yeah, you again have to appear for examination. Okay, so like okay, we have to do some sense gratificatory things, like to maintain ourselves we have to earn, and like we should get a good homes, we should get a good salary, but like not on the cost of a sadhana, because it other then it will act like a it will act like a distractions. So there should be balance, like there is a like as a railway track, there should be balance. One should be like for the spiritual duties, and another track should be like or another lane should be for the material duties. So now we can start with the 25 verse. Yes, Nigda Mataji, can read.
Hare Krishna. Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. 25. The Lord reciprocated the feelings of the inhabitants of the forest of Vrindavana. When there was rainfall, the Lord took shelter at the feet of the trees or in the caves and enjoyed the taste of different fruits with his eternal associates, the cowherd boys. He played with them, sat with them, and ate fruits with them. Becoming one with God does not always indicate that a living being merges into the existence of the Lord. To become one with God means to attain one's original spiritual quality. Unless one attains one's spiritual quality, one cannot enter into the kingdom of God. The members of the impersonalist school explain their idea of oneness by the example of mixing of river water with the sea water. But we should know that within the water of the sea, there are living beings who do not merge into the existence of water, but keep their separate identities and enjoy life within the water. They are one with the water in the sense that they have attained the quality of living within the water. Similarly, the spiritual world is not without its separate paraphernalia. A living being can keep his separate spiritual identity in the spiritual kingdom and enjoy life with the supreme spiritual being, the personality of Godhead. In Vrindavana, all the spiritual entities, the cowboys, the cowmaids, the forest, the trees, the hills, the water, the fruits, the cows, and all others, enjoy life spirituality in association with the Lord, Sri Krishna. They are simultaneously one with and different from the Lord, but ultimately they are one in different varieties. Hari Bol Mat.
Hari Bol Mataji. So yes, here we can see like in past, like in last verse, we can see like how the forest and like animals, creepers, like even the grass, everyone was like welcoming the Lord Krishna. Okay, so we should be also always ready to welcome Krishna in our life. Okay, and how? By following the four regularity principle, by hearing the glories, and like by reading the Srila Prabhupada books. Like when we get connected with the Krishna, and like when we show the the sincerity, then only like you will develop the attraction for the Krishna. And then it means like like when we are serious about someone, like then it is our tendency now to know like what that person like, and like what are his qualities, and like what are his achievement. We want to know everything about him. So when we become serious about the Krishna, when we become serious about the spirituality, we want to know more and more. There is that thirst, that hunger is there. And for that, like we keep hearing, we keep reading. Okay, so now we can see like the Lord reciprocate the feelings of inhabitants of the forest of Vrindavana. So like you have to take the first step. Like when you take the first step, Krishna will take the 1,000 steps or 100 steps for you. But the problem is that like we fail to take that one step. Okay, So like it is like, okay, I don't have the taste for reading books, or I don't have the taste for chanting. So like let me try with the 5 minutes. And when you show the sincerity for the for the 7 days or for months, then like Krishna will bestow his mercy, like you will develop the taste in reading the shastras, okay, and chanting the holy name. But problem is that we don't have that sincerity, okay, and we are not ready to welcoming, okay. So Krishna always reciprocate, and like he reciprocate even more. Like even we can see that example when that fruit seller come at the home of like Nanda Maharaja. Like Krishna only give him few grains, but like out of out of compassion, she gave Krishna like handfuls of mango, and and then Krishna show his leela. Even like she gives it's just some fruits to Krishna, then Krishna reciprocate in a such a way that her like entire basket will full of jewels and like a gold and diamonds. So we can see like even we give the little things, Krishna never forget. Even like there is Patram Pushpam Shloka, and like even like we read in a Chaitanya Charitamrita, on the appearance of the Advait Acharya, that he and even there is a description in many scriptures when someone offers simply leaf of a tulsi with the ganga jal or with the water. Krishna Krishna don't know how like he will repay this repay this, okay, how he will reciprocate, so he sell himself, okay. So we can see here, so Krishna is so merciful. So we have to start giving some small things to Krishna. We can do the Sudama Seva. We can give, the most important is that we have to give our time, and like we have like we should like we like and we should be very sincere in our sadhana, okay. So, like when there was a rainfall, the Lord took the shelter at the feet of a trees or in the caves and enjoyed the taste of a different fruits with his eternal associate with the cowherd boys. He played with them and sat with them and eat the fruits with them. So like this is not like a students or like a small kids. They simply want to play. They simply want to eat, and they simply want to sleep. Like they don't want to work, they don't want to do the homework. Even some when we are doing the jobs, we don't like to do the job, but we are just we are getting the money now, that's the reason. When we get the money without doing job now, no one wants to do the job. So thing is that like we don't like to work. Why? Because in the Vrindavana, this is what we are doing. We are simply eating, enjoying, playing with the Krishna, okay. But when we fall here, then like we engage ourselves in all kind of ugra karma, okay. So, so the question is that, these Mayavadis, they consider themselves as a god, or like they refuse, the supreme or absolute truth as a person. Okay, they think that it is it is a supreme Brahman, and they are going to merge in a supreme Brahman. But we are so fortunate. We read in our previous books that where Prabhupada says that, like even these Mayavadis, they worship the Brahman, and like when they enter in a Brahman, they do not merge in a Brahman. Then what happened to them? Actually, they stay there as their individual spiritual sparks. They stay there as a sparks. And as we see, like we cannot sit in a room for the long period, for the years, and we will feel bored. Okay, even from for the few days, we will feel bored. Okay, simply sitting, doing nothing. Okay, you simply have to sit. You don't have to do anything. You don't there is no one to talk with you, and even you don't have the sense or organs that so that you can use them and talk or enjoy or release something. No, you are simply sitting. So out of a boredom, this when they enter in a Brahman, after a few after some time, they again fall in this material world, because there is no enjoyment, there is no rasa, and there they stay inactive na? And what is the nature of a atma? That we are always active, okay. So also this refuse also that meditation techniques now. Oh, you simply sit and try to become thoughtless. This is not possible, because a soul is a is an active state. Even the mind is active. There will be around 60 to 80,000 thoughts in entire day, and out of which only around 90 to 95% thoughts are negative. So like you don't have to observe each thought, okay, and like you don't have to identify yourself with that thought, okay. So like this is never possible, that like it is not possible that like you will become a thoughtless at any point. This is not possible, okay. So like so mind will always think about something, like there are three things: not thinking, feeling, willing. Mind is always engaging in these three things. So like but the problem is that we are having a lot of material thoughts. We simply have to change this material thoughts to the spiritual thoughts, and this will happen when we sharp our intelligence, okay. And like how to sharp, like when we hear from the seniors, when we hear from the shastras, then our intelligence becomes sharp. And like we then when we our intelligence becomes sharp, then we get the tendency to develop now. We are able to discriminate what is good for me and what is the bad for me, okay. So yes, so we cannot become one with the god. And actually, as the mayavadi says, they merge with the brahman and they become brahman. This is not good, or this is not right, okay. The becoming one with the god does not always indicate that living being merges into the existence. And they also give the one analogy na, as the river water is mixed with the sea water, and like they become one. But this is not a fact. What the Vaishnav philosophy says, that this like in water there is also living entities na, like the fishes, like different types of fish, small fish, big fish, even the some kind of grasses. So like this living beings, they stay there as some jivas, like the fishes. So they do not actually merge with the water, even like in one on one hand, okay, actually they are merging in the ocean, or they are merging in the water. And other hand, they are also maintaining their individual identity, okay. So like in a quality we are similar with the Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha, and in a quantity we are different, okay. So Vaishnav philosophy says that like we are the fishes, or the living beings in the water, but we are not a water. Okay. So living beings who do not merge into the existence, or not merge into the existence of a water, but keep their separate identities and enjoy the life within the water. And yes, further Prabhupada says, so yes, so similarly, like when person go in like in spiritual planets like a Golok Vrindavana, or like a Vaikunthas, they do not merge with the Krishna. They don't become Krishna, or they don't become absolute truth. They simply stay there as the spiritual living entities, and like then they relish the rasas with the Krishna. Okay. They spiritually enjoy the association with the Lord. And so simultaneously they are one with the Lord, and simultaneously they are different from the Lord. Okay. Now we can move towards 26 verse. Yes, Gunavati Mataji, you can read.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. 26. The Lord enjoyed in the company of Lord Baldeva and other covered boys, and sometimes sat with them on the same stone slab. While sitting, they ate simple food like rice, dal, vegetables, bread, and curd, which they had bought from their homes and which they had shared in friendly exchanges. One minute, Mataji. One sec. Hare Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord has expressed his willingness to accept fruits, flowers, leaves, and water from his devotees when they have been offered to him in devotional affection. The Lord can eat anything and everything because everything is but a transformation of his own energy. But when there is a question of offering him something, the offerings must be within the range of the eatables the Lord has ordered. We cannot offer the Lord that which he has not ordered. The personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be offered anything beyond the range of good foodstuffs like rice, dal, wheat, vegetables, milk and milk preparations, and sugar. At Jagannath Puri, the Lord is offered such foodstuffs, and in all scriptures, the very same foodstuffs are mentioned everywhere. The Lord is never hungry, nor does he require any food to fill his empty stomach. He is complete in himself. Yet he is always mercifully eats the food offered by his devotees in sincere affection. The covered boys bought simple foodstuffs from home, and the Lord, who is constantly served by hundreds and thousands of goddess of fortune, is always glad to accept such simple foodstuff from his devotee friends. All the relatives of the Lords are his devotees only, and they are situated in different transcendental mellows as friends, parents, and lovers. The Lord derives transcendental pleasure by accepting service from his various grades of devotees, who are situated in various grades of rasas. These transcendental rasas are pervertedly reflected in the material atmosphere, and thus the spiritual living being, out of ignorance only, vainly seeks the same bliss in matter. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So here we can see like how Krishna is reciprocating with the Gopas. Okay. So Krishna never forget to reciprocate with the devotees. Even like if you chanted his name only once in this life, even if you offer only one flower to him, or if you offer like one fruit or like just a glass of water, he will never forget. Okay. So we also seen that the story in Damodar month, na, like how like that small mouse, he simply go there eat the cotton weed, but like but Krishna is so merciful when he that mouse start getting burning. The Krishna think that he's simply offering me the arti. Okay, so like even like if he indirectly, when there are people, they simply love to criticize the people. So even they start criticizing by saying, you simply chant the Hare Krishna, you are a useless people. Hare Krishna people are useless people. When they say na, like even when they take the Hare Krishna, like this name or Krishna or Radharani's name or like Rama's name or like Krishna's names, so like they are getting purified or they are getting benefit for that. So we can see how merciful Krishna is. So here we can see that Krishna is sitting with the company of Baldeva and other cowherd boys, and they are eating the simple foods. Okay, so I was like feeling like simple food, but we most of the time we love the pizzas and the complex food stuff. And even Ayurveda system says, even the modern science says that the food should be eaten in his in his natural state, it should be raw, or even if it is cooked, it should not cook beyond limit. And even the processed food, it is not good for our health, because our bodies are designed in such a way that whatever food, for example, we are eating the dal or we are eating the rice, and which is in his natural state, not a hybrid. Okay, for hybrid also it little works, but for the natural, so we have the certain enzymes which act on that part. But when we process it lot, when we put a lot of preservatives and cracking agents and lot of things, then it is very complex for our body. And the more processed food we eat, the more garbage we are putting in our putting in our belly. Okay, so we should be shift to the simple food. Okay, well, at least we can try. So yes, because Krishna was eating the simple food, and even we can see the people are in villages, not so called modern villages, but they are simply eating traditional food. They are more healthier than us, and they are having strong body, and they are also not getting too much diseases. Okay, the more for fast food we eat, or the more processed food we eat, we become obese, and then we are inviting the high cholesterols, then we are inviting the high BP, then we are inviting diabetes, and then all chain of the diseases starts. Okay, even Prabhupada says in a purpose now, the people are getting disease not because of under eating, but they are getting disease because of overeating. Okay, so yes, in the Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. So whatever fruits, flowers, water you offer, I will accept them. But but how we have to offer it? Krishna is so merciful; he is receiving it. But in what way we have to offer? We have to offer with a bhakti, and we have to offer it with a love. When we offer it with a devotional affection, then Krishna will surely accept that. Okay. And like, so like if some guest come in your home, and like he says that I don't like the tomatoes, and I'm allergic to the nuts, or like I'm allergic to the peanuts, and like you are serving him with a tomato chutney made up with you are putting some peanuts in that. So like guest will be happy, or like he or she will accept that, he or she will not accept that. So similarly, like Krishna has told us that in a shastras, he told us that these things you should offer to me, and these are things like you which you cannot offer to me, because which these things are not good. So Krishna has given his list. He has ordered us some things like what you can give. You can give the rice, dal, wheats, vegetables, and also the milk and milk preparation and sugar. Not non-vegetarian things. Here Krishna says pacharam pushpam phalam toyam, not a andam, chickenum, and like all of these things. Okay, so we need to be very careful. And even we can see we are not we have to we have to, whatever we are eating, we have to firstly like offer it to the Krishna. Okay. And so like on other hand, so like if you don't feed Krishna, Krishna will not accept anything, or like Krishna will be weak, or Krishna will become diseased if we don't offer anything. No, Krishna will never be happy, Krishna is never hungry, and like he doesn't require our fruits or vegetables or so, like something. Okay, like he's a complete. And like why, and also we have that there is a description in the Brahma Samhita, like Krishna is Krishna, or mm, in a Vaikunta, in a form of a Vishnu, he's like a worship, and like he's a served by the thousands of Lakshmis. Okay, so like what is the quality of our apple or whatever we are offering to Krishna? It has no qualities, but why Krishna is accepting? Due to the love you are showing, due to the affection, and due to the bhakti, the sincerity you are showing. The devotee always think, oh, let me feed my Krishna, let me make my Krishna happy. So that's why they offer with the love, and then Krishna accept. The Krishna is so merciful, like whatever you offer, in the list, in that list only, then he accept it, with the sincere affection. So Krishna is also accepting you with the sincere affection, but like our problem is that we are not becoming sincere in serving Krishna. Okay. So yes, like we also seen in a Golok Vrindavana, like every this like the spiritual entities, everyone is engaged with the Krishna in like different rasas. First is the Shanta rasa, means like a kind of a non-living, or but they are living because they are talking with each other, they can become a grass, they can become a trees, they can become a flowers, or they can become a river. So this is the Shantarasa. Then further is when you are fully situated in a Shantarasa, then like they are moved towards the Dasarasa. Then they want to become a servant of Krishna, they are serving Krishna. And after that there is a Sakhyarasa. Sakhyarasa means becoming gopas, and becoming friends with the Krishna. And like then entire day they are simply playing and doing all the stuff. Then after that there is a Vatsalya rasa, Yashoda Maya and Ananda Maharaj, and other elderly gopis, like they are seeing Krishna as their son. Okay, so they are engaged in a Vatsalya rasa, and like the greatest and the highest is a Madhurya rasa, that is rasa between the gopis, and the rasa between the Radha Rani and Krishna is the highest. Okay. So, but what is the problem? Yes, we are seeking the right things, but again on the wrong, on the wrong place. Okay, like this is the dukhalayam ashashvatam. This world is full of suffering and miseries, but here we are trying to become happy. So, like we are relishing all the happiness in the spiritual world, and but this material world is just a perverted reflection of this spiritual world. So like we are in ignorance stage, that like if I do this I will become happy, if I do that I will become happy, let me do this sense gratification, I will become happy. But we are simply chasing like happiness, but in the wrong things, we won't get that. Okay. So like we have to come out of this ignorance, we should be uh, we should know, okay, these are the temporary happiness, these are a flickering happiness, and I want a permanent happiness. And by doing the sense gratification I will never become I will be never be happy. Okay, for that I have to take the spirituality, and I have to go back to the Godhead, to my real home. Okay, so today we can conclude here. Tomorrow we will start with the 27. Okay. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्णा।
Hare Krishna, Mataji,
Hare Krishna,
Pranam.
Mataji.
हरे
Thank
कृष्णा।
you.
मैम
Hare
वॉइस इज ओके
Krishna.
टुडे?
Yes,
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji. All good.
हरि बोल। हरि
हरे
बोल।
कृष्ण
Hare
माता जी।
Krishna.
हरे कृष्णा। Read 4.7 and 4.8.